for joining us on the Style Symposium. My name is Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici, and I am joined here today by my newfound friend. Her name is Pentené. She is a wardrobe healer and style coach from Journey Your Style. Thank you so much for joining me, Pentené.
Thank you so much for having me, Sandra.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. I want to talk to you because you have a story that I think I cannot tell this. I want you to start out and tell us how you began Journey Your Style and what was kind of the impetus. What was the reason behind it?
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly love sharing really how I got here because it has been a purposeful journey to get to this point. Even with my brand, which I've rebranded. But yeah, so again, my name is Pentené, wardrobe healer and style coach. I founded Journey Your Style and really branded myself as a wardrobe healer because I went through a very tumultuous time in my life. I endured narcissistic abuse, as well as I dealt with divorce trauma. And when I went to therapy, really to kind of, I want to say, escape what I was going through at the time, because it was like really a nearly 3-year divorce process. Um, I found that I really haven't let go of childhood trauma that I experienced. And within that, I really discovered at that point uh, just really more of who I was and why I went through what I went through and just the trauma that I was even experiencing as an adult. And I started to use my style as a creative outlet because I'm not sure that many of us know, but we are all creative beings. And creativity really is a way for us to really exude our power and really tap into our inner being. So it's very healing within itself to be creative. And so once I started to really tap into what I was already doing with style, I became more aware. I found that it was healing and that I was being empowered by, choosing wardrobe that I felt really identified me, who I was, my true authentic self. And I was able to heal my past wounds. I'm still healing, but being able to highlight my transformation. Well, first transform using my style, and then be able to highlight that transformation and become my best self in the process.
That is so profound. Like, I think there's so many people who have not tapped into some of the things that they've experienced that are limitations, I would say, some people, and haven't turned that moment into an opportunity, right?
Right.
And I think that is something that is so amazing that you have done and that you are
Mhm.
sharing now with other people. And that is so amazing because when you think about, there's so many times people think that, women are in competition with other women and,
Right.
they're not going to be helping, somebody, their fellow person, because that might, take away time from their own thing. And it's really important to think about how you can help other people. And you have done
Yes.
that not only with your transformation and just helping yourself, helps other
Right.
people,
It first
around you.
starts there. Yeah.
Exactly. But then also to say, I'm going to use this and whatever I've learned or however I've come through on the other side to help other people. And I know that you
Yeah.
have this website called journeyyourstyle.com.
Yes.
You can see it on the bottom of her, under her nameplate. But how did you decide that that was kind of where you were going to put these nuggets of nowness, like these amazing moments to say you can utilize wardrobe or style to build confidence, to get out there, to
Yeah.
show yourself to the world. How did you come up with that? Because it's a great, number one, it's a great name.
Thank
As far
you.
as like a brand, but also
Yeah.
that there's real brand story behind it. Because I think that a lot
Yes.
of times we miss that. because I talk about personal branding all the time, is that we miss the story behind it.
Yeah.
So how did you decide that that was going to be your platform, so to speak?
So because I was searching for a name, I rebranded, because before, my business name was Beauty Within Image Consulting. So I saw myself as an image consultant, but to me, I was in many different lanes. So I think that you know, by you pointing out how, we feel like we're in competition with one another, and we're really not, right? We're in competition with our own selves. We're in competition with ourselves because we're trying to really identify who we are and and I think there's no competition if you're in your own lane. And that's by using your
Facts.
unique
She's speaking the facts.
superpowers, right?
Yes.
And so that's something that I like to work with, women on, is like, let's really get to the root of who you are. And then that way you can build a foundation in your own lane. And then you're not in competition with others. We can all shine together. I know I kind of veered a little off the subject, but so really, Journey Your Style, that name was a name that I came up with several different names, and my brother actually helped me really identify that as the perfect names to really speak true to what I went through. Because life is a journey, right? Life is a journey. There's really no end destination. Like, we're constantly evolving. And that's really what the ideal was of a journey, using journey along with style, because we're constantly changing and becoming our best selves. We're never done with becoming who we truly are. So that name to me was powerful and impactful in that way, to be able to say, your life is a journey and so is your style.
I love it. I love it. And that's really important to think about, because as business owners, because some of the, majority of the people watching this will be business owners, entrepreneurs. What is something that, we always think about, like, what's our logo going to look like? Okay,
Yeah.
what are our brand colors going to look like?
Right.
And then I think some of the last things that we think about is, what are we going to wear to show up? You know what I mean? Like, we're so focused on like the like shiny objects, right?
The external.
Right, the external, that what are we going to do for ourselves to show up? And so how because you have programs, right? You have there's a whole separate course on your website.
I have a course, and I have a closet clean out workshop.
Exactly.
That I like to do live. Yeah.
Love it. And so I want to take people through exactly what exactly are they learning in your course, and what does it mean? Because I feel like closet clean out is one of those things that we are never done with. I think my mom cleans her closet once a year. It is like a thing where everything comes out, and then we're like, right. What are you doing? Right. But it really is a healing process to
absolutely
either get rid of things or to put things in compartments to say, okay, I have used this and I need to move on from it, whatever it is. What is your process when you work with people, either through your workshop or in your course?
So the whole process is really starting with you, your energy, discovering your true self. And how you do that is by learning to tap into your higher conscious. So the very first process for me is what I believe naturally should happen, right? Before we do anything in life. So even when it comes to your style, it's like, how do you know what to wear? How do you know what compliments you? How do you know what really tells your story, or that exudes loving energy. It starts with who you are. Like, so we are really unpacking just really kind of what makes us us, right? Just from the beginning. Um, and then from there, so it's again this journey, right? Then we get to the point of, okay, now based off of, your personality, your values, your beliefs, the things that you've overcome, the things that you're trying to overcome, your trauma, all these things, then it's like, okay, now we can figure out your style. We can figure out the colors that you should be wearing. We can start to figure out like your body shape. So we can focus on learning to wear different styles and also fabrics that complement your body shape. So you can learn to embrace your body, your home, your very vessel, right? Because all of that has a psychological impact on how you are going to approach life, your daily life. So that's pretty much kind of like a way that we kind of begin and then just go along on this journey of releasing and kind of like restoring.
I love it. Releasing and restoring. It's kind of that like embrace. Like if you
Yeah.
can finally, when you said figuring out who you are, I think there's so many
Yeah.
people who have yet to do that. And like I'm in my 40s, you know what I mean? Like I'm still trying to figure this out, like what really makes me happy, what,
Yes.
what I enjoy, what things
Yes.
I can be like, you know what? I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm okay with putting that on the internet or whatever. Like there's so much that I think I am learning just on my own personal journey that I think that you can't know, like when you're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like you have no idea,
You haven't
what's to
experienced
come.
enough about life. So it's like
Exactly.
you can't even fathom like figuring out like, okay, what does my energy feel like? Or what do I want my energy to feel like? And
Yes.
even learning to align yourself with the things that help you become your best self.
Yes, and even in that era, I think I went through the phase of like, and this is totally like sharing too much, but I think I went through the phase because I was a cheerleader in high school. I went
Okay.
through the wearing full brief panties to figuring out that like a thong existed. You know what I mean? Like having those
Right.
and knowing like, oh, that makes your clothes look a little bit better,
Yeah.
or maybe that makes me walk and feel like a little bit more feminine or whatever. Just having those like transformational experiences.
Yes.
I think that people figure it out in their own time. And that's
Uh-huh.
another thing that I'm sure that you help people work through is that you don't have to know it all right now,
No.
you know?
Embrace the moment now. Who you are right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what because even for myself, that's what I'm learning about is finding and having that balance because it is possible.
Mhm.
We're taught, society teaches us things that are many times, most times, untrue, about life and about just really, again, how to just learn to embrace ourselves and not always look to the external and expect for the external to tell us who we are.
Right. Exactly. I think that that is so true. And then when we talk about you as a wardrobe healer, I want people to know that like you have these services, whether it's through your wardrobe healing consultation service or
Yeah.
actual movement. I know that you work with people through that to move past, wounds that may have hindered progress,
Yeah.
and or hindered personal growth. Like there's so
Right.
many things that I think that we don't look at, right? We don't want
Right.
to look at it because if we look at it too long, it's gonna ruin the day. We're gonna not be
Yeah.
able to get anything done. But it's almost like if you take a deeper look and
Uh-huh.
figure out whatever it is, then it almost, like you said before, can empower you to do great things.
Yeah. It teaches you to be more self-aware. That's what I've learned with my style. It teaches me to be self-aware and evaluate myself, my life. And that's a big part of my closet clean out, is like learning and getting into the habit of letting go of the things that have been holding us back energetically. And so looking at because everything has energy. That's my motto. Everything has energy. We're composed of energy. Everything around us has energy. Our clothing has energy. Because when you look at your clothing, you determine whether or not, whether you realize it or not, right? You determine whether or not you want to wear that piece, that wardrobe piece, and you're thinking or you're feeling. So that's energetic, right? So you're going based off of feeling. I don't want to wear that color today, or I don't want to wear that particular style. I don't want to wear a dress. I want to wear pants. Like you are always leading with a feeling. So whenever my clients, or my sisters, I like to call my clients my sisters, whenever you look into your closet, I want you to be able to look at your closet with joy. That anything that you put on, it creates this energy of love, rather than you looking at your closet and being like, this is all I have, or like, because that already puts you at a bad, like it already sets a like not a good tone for your day, right? And then that's how you're going to, like, you put on the clothing, and then that's how you're going to move throughout your day. You want to move with positive energy, with power. You want to feel like you're honoring yourself.
Exactly. And that has a lot to do with, like you said, you want to move with that power. You want to help yourself be better throughout the day. And if you started off wrong, in a
Right.
funk, or in just kind of like putting yourself at a disadvantaged place,
correct,
then you're not going to have that, the confidence to walk into that room, or to get onto a Zoom, or whatever it is, to put your best foot forward. What do you think is, when you think about, I put this on Instagram the other day, like not all leadership happens in a power suit. It could happen, how they have like those pussy bow shirts or whatever. I was like, or in a bodysuit, if you're a dancer on stage or something, like, what exactly is your signature piece?
My signature piece? You know what? I've been asked this question before, and I feel like I have like several different signature pieces, because many times I dress based off of my mood, what I'm feeling that day. And so I guess I would say I love wearing jumpsuits. Jumpsuits are pretty much a go-to because they're like effortless, they're chic. You can style them any way that you want. You could dress them up, you could dress them down. And then the color matters, the pattern, the print matters, because that also, has a energetically, that puts you at an advantage. But I guess I would say probably more than anything, rather than like a signature style, I will say signature colors for me are things that resonate with my spirit and really kind of shows my contribution to the world, and it just really like mirrors my soul. And those colors would be like like gold is big for me right now. I love wearing like rust, like a teal color, so kind of like a ocean blue, or but it's teal. Gosh, I would say like red is a great color I love to wear. So it's just like different colors where I feel like really speaks to who I am as a healer, and the feeling that I want people to have whenever they see me, or feel like they need to approach me. Because I noticed the difference too whenever I wear those colors. that I feel like first complement my skin tone, but also complements, you know, once again, my contributions. I, you know, it's always positive.
Definitely. And you
Yeah.
want to, I mean, if you are confident in your own skin and you are complementing that with whatever apparel that you've got on, and
Yeah.
then, it shines, you radiate out there. And
Right.
then I think that has another aspect to it. And I'm sure you talk about this with your clients, is that it attracts the type of people that
It
you want
attracts.
in
It
your
does.
life, right?
Like even like this, you know, this color, like these greens, I
Hmm.
noticed too. Like I wore this top and literally everywhere I went that day that I wore that top, I wore it to my family picnic recently. Everywhere I went, everybody was like, I love what you have on. Like, and I was just like, so to me, that was like, oh, okay, like right vibe, you know, like the way that people approached me, it was positive. So
Exactly. You're
yeah, it
inviting,
matters.
like, you putting it out is inviting it back in. So that's amazing.
Exactly.
Amazing. Well, so
Yeah.
how can people find you? I know that we have your website listed. And is there anything else that you wanted to let them know about your program or your workshop, and how you can work with them, or they can work with
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, journeyyourstyle.com. You know, I have my one-on-one services. So those one-on-one services is I have wardrobe healing consultation and session. That's kind of pretty much like we go from, I don't know, I want to say like bottom to top, top to bottom. So just a thorough, you know, evaluation, and then discovering, and then, you know, helping you find those pieces that you should be wearing. Um, Optimize your style to become the woman you love. Um, and it's exactly as it sounds, you know, showing you, and you know, and really it's my wardrobe healing consultation, but it's more of, you know, do it yourself, but you're going to do it yourself, and I'm giving you the foundation to do so. And that's wardrobehealingexperience.com, but again, it's also on Journey Your Style. And then I have my closet clean out workshop. It's a virtual group experience, and that's just with 10 women. And I wanted to do it this way where, you know, I have like a offer that was a little less expensive, but a way for women to come together, because we relate, and, you know, to show that we can work together. And I'm providing the guidance and support for them to let go of the pieces that no longer identifies or aligns with their best self, or create that energy of love. And then just showing them the process of how to be able to create wardrobe with that energy of love. And that actually you can, I would say, mostly find on my Instagram, which is at Wardrobe Healer. So you can connect with me there and see all of what I have going on, and just all the inspiration I post about style and healing and transforming. And then LinkedIn is where we connected. I'm on there. Yes. And my name on there, I'm Wardrobe Healer, or you can find me under Pentené. Facebook, I have a Facebook group, and that's Optimize Your Style. Yeah, I'm kind of pretty
He's
much a little bit of
busy.
everywhere, but under Wardrobe Healer, you
Yeah,
can
wardrobe
pretty much
healer across
find
the
me.
board, for
Yes.
sure. And like you said, I connected with you on LinkedIn, and I think it's an amazing place to work and connect with business owners,
Yeah.
who are doing it. So if you haven't already connected with her on LinkedIn, I suggest that you do, because a lot of business is happening on LinkedIn. Not just liking and sharing and, happy stuff,
Right.
but actual people
Connecting.
collaborating and doing
Yeah.
things So, I always suggest that for sure. But if you want to work with her, make sure you go to journeyyourstyle.com, follow her on all of her socials at Wardrobe Healer, and make sure to just take a moment to take a deep breath, because I think that that is super important to anyone in business, that you take it in. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
so
like,
important.
that was good.
Yeah, actually, that's a part of my course, my workshop. We do visualization exercises, we do breathing exercises. So that's actually I neglected to mention that, but that's the actually the first thing you do in order to be able to tap within.
Exactly. Tapping into your true
Yeah.
self.
Yes.
Yes, Pentené, thank you so much for joining me on the Style
Thank you.
Symposium. And we
Gratitude.
right